RHS NHS new members and parents and guardians. We are so excited to have you as part of our NHS chapter here at Reedy High School. I am Miss Lambert, Nancy Jo Lambert. I am the librarian here at Reedy High School. This year I also taught English, and I also help with NHS and do UIL academic coordinator and a bunch of other stuff.
And I'm Kelly Monroe, so I teach 3D modeling and animation. I'm the CTE department chair. I do NHS, NTHS, BPA, NCHS, and probably some other things behind the scenes as well. So welcome.
We're excited you're here. Oh, there's our introduction. We managed that. Okay. Oh.
So we are currently right now in the process of electing officers for next year. These were this year's current officers. We thought they deserved some recognition serving as officers in our awesome pandemic that we've got going on right now. At our first meeting that we'll have with you guys, once you're inducted, you will get to meet next year's officers.
With the members.
With the members.
Yeah.
All right, there's 3 big rules to NHS. If you remember nothing, please remember these 3 big rules. We say them at every single meeting. First one, attend the meetings. Second one, do your hours. Third one, don't cheat. You can follow those 3 golden rules, you're going to be doing well in NHS.
And this year was very different for NHS, so where it's going to be a bit of a curve for our now juniors that are moving into being seniors that were in NHS, because this year was very different. We didn't have in-person meetings. We weren't as strict on the hours. Academic dishonesty things were handled differently this year because of the pandemic and virtual school and everything that was just different this year. So please know that next year, depending on how things happen with the district and what restrictions are in place and whatever, we are hoping that we will get to return to in-person meetings. We're hoping we'll get to return to doing hours and things like we have in the past. So just please be attentive to the fact that we're gonna let you know that as soon as we know that. It may not be until after school starts that we get all that information, but once we do, we will communicate that through email and through the remind to both parents and our parents, guardians, and our NHS members. So the bylaws is, as an NHS chapter, we have to operate by our chapter bylaws, which have been approved by our faculty council and our principal. And so, as you all know, you took a bylaws quiz in order to get into NHS, and that was part of the application process. So we hope that you have a good understanding of the bylaws, but just know that everything that we do for members in NHS comes from the bylaws. So please, if you skipped over that or don't feel really comfortable with it, just go look at it again. In NHS, membership is based on scholarship, character, leadership, and service. And so those are the pillars of NHS, and those are the foundations by which we do all of our activities and look at our student participation, member participation as well. This year, just like last year, we're going to go ahead and move forward with a virtual induction. That is going to happen in the coming weeks. You'll get more information about that. You'll get more information about how to get your shirt, how to get your certificate, how to sign the NHS book, all of that kind of thing. So we are working on that, but it is going to be a virtual induction ceremony once we get our new officers elected. And then there'll be some communication about how to gather and pick up the other things, okay?
Yeah, with over 300 of you guys being inducted, it is not safe for us to have an actual in-person induction. It just isn't. There's no place big enough where we can social distance, so we will have to do that virtual induction again this year. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. And we already said that, but there will be a pledge that there will be an induction that you're going to need to watch. There's going to be a pledge that you'll have to recite, and then a form that you'll have to fill out. That is part of your induction process, along with watching this video, paying your dues, and signing the book and picking up your certificate. So there are a few steps you have to do. Just because you got this far doesn't necessarily mean you're in until we do these last few steps. Okay, so one thing that always comes up is that we do know that there is transfers and stuff that might happen. You might decide to go to the virtual school. Something might be happening at home and you're like, I need to move. Your membership does transfer. So if you are inducted here at RHS NHS and then something happens and you have to move to Wakeland, you would need to contact either Ms. Lambert or myself, and we will give you a letter that says you're a member in good standing, and your membership actually transfers with you. So go ahead and make sure you do the steps, even if you know you're going to be moving, so that we can get you all the things that you need to be able to continue your NHS membership at your next campus.
Because once you're inducted into NHS, you're a member of NHS forever unless you are dismissed or you don't, because you don't do something you were supposed to do. Okay, so once a member, always a member, and that membership transfers no matter where you go.
So obviously, with us not knowing how next year's going to work, we don't have dates to tell you when we're going to have meetings. In the perfect world, before COVID hit, we would have one meeting a month. You would come either before school or after school, and we work very hard to keep our meetings at the 15-minute mark, to be honest, so it's not like this huge time commitment. In theory, with everything going back to normal, that's what's going to happen, but until we get basically communication from the district about what happens, we're not sure. Our NHS membership is quite large. We're going to have over 500 kids, like that's why she's wearing that shirt, over 500 problems. And so it's kind of hard for us depending on what kind of restrictions they have in place for large meetings. So once we know that information, we'll make sure that we're very upfront and honest and communicate to you guys what's going to happen.
All right, so meeting attendance. According to our chapter bylaws, which are, like I said, approved by the faculty council and everything, all NHS meetings are mandatory, and that means that you have to come to every meeting. Okay, now we understand things happen, and there will be times where you can't because you've got a college visit or your team is off, in a golf tournament all day. So in those situations, if you have an excused absence from school that day for any reason, then you get an excused absence for NHS. However, any other reason, like, oh, I had to leave early and go to work, or I had to go pick up my brother or whatever, none of those things are going to be excused. Only the excused, and the reason we have to do that is because if it's an excused absence for school, then it's excused for us. Otherwise, there are two, like Miss Monroe said, before and after school, you have two opportunities to make it. So we hope that you'll be able to come to one of those. And here's what happens. So let's say you have an unexcused absence. You had to go to work, couldn't get your schedule changed, so you miss a meeting, and you didn't go to the morning one because you forgot. So that would be a strike. And next year you'll get emails sent to you that will say you've missed a meeting. This is one strike, and so with each strike, so the first strike you have to do an extra hour of service. The second strike you have to do 2 extra hours of service. The third strike, you have to appear before the faculty council in a hearing, and you can be dismissed for not attending the meetings. In a normal year, we've had many faculty council hearings in regards to meeting attendance for kids who don't attend. So just know that is a very big deal, and next year is going to most likely be back to regular as far as those attending meetings and all that kind of stuff.
Remember, that was golden rule number 1, attend meetings.
So here's the bylaws. So this is what's stated in the bylaws expressly. You are expected to attend all regular scheduled chapter meetings. Missing chapter meetings is only excused by an excused absence in accordance with school rules. There's your information on the strikes. Meeting 1, additional hour service. Meeting 2, 2 additional hours of service. 3 meetings. The member will be under review by the faculty council for potential dismissal. Members are responsible for knowing the date, time, and location of all meetings. So I forgot, or I didn't check my email, or whatever, that's we will communicate. Once we get the dates of the meetings, we will communicate those multiple times. So that just won't be an excuse.
All right, so sometimes things happen. Like I did get off work, I couldn't get off work or whatnot. There's actually going to be a form on the NHS website, which will have all the meetings once we have those. I would bookmark that site if I were you, where you will fill out that meeting absence. If it is an excused absence, you'll tell us on the form, this is an excused absence. I was at a golf tournament all day.
I was at a college visit.
Yeah. Then we know, we'll go check, make sure it's excused at school. We fix everything on our end. I just missed it because I had work. It'll be an unexcused absence, but we need this form filled out so that we know if it was an excused or unexcused absence.
All right, so now we're going to talk about hours. I am the NHS hours guru and queen here at Reedy High School.
Queen of the X2 Bowl.
That is correct. So you are going to be required to participate in service projects. Usually we have at least 2 service projects a year, sometimes as many as 3 or 4. I want to be really clear right now, parents, guardians, and members. We keep track of if you come to trash pickups. We keep track if you do the fall service project, the winter service project, the spring service project. We keep track of all that. And at the end of in the spring, we have to send a list of kids who have participated, perfect meeting attendance, completed all their hours, participated in, our community service projects. We send a list of those kids to the Frisco Education Foundation for scholarship consideration. So we give how many?
We give 5 scholarships, and then we also give some officer scholarships as well. And as our funds allow it, we try to give as many scholarships as we possibly can, because we know every dollar counts and every penny counts for every student. But this year we were able to give away 8 scholarships total between the members and the officers.
And so it's really, really important that you participate in those service projects. When we put in the meetings and say, this is our fall service project, and we send out the email, here's our fall service project, how to participate. That is one of those things that we are checking on our sheet to say, did you do it? And did you attend at least one trash pickup?
Yeah.
Did you do, at least one other? We have a list of things that we keep track of, and that we communicate with the Frisco Education Foundation that these kids met these certain requirements. So just know that there is scholarship opportunities tied to participation. All right. All right. So the other thing is you have to have 20 hours of service. And it sounds like a lot, but it's actually not, because we offer so many opportunities. We literally put stuff out several times a month on the website that you can sign up for. And so those are there. Also, 10 of them have to be with FISD. So let's say you go help at Meet the Teacher at Pearson. That would count towards your RHS NHS exclusive. So we actually divide it up. We have a group and 2 goals. Do I talk about that?
We will.
Okay.
We will.
All right. Anyways, so those 10 hours, the 10 hours have to be with us, and those are going to go in your, which I will talk about. So what are the things that count for hours? We do teacher helpers. We do door greeters in a normal year. We do trash pickup. We do NHS sponsored tutoring. We have lots of concession worker opportunities. All the middle schools and elementary schools, they're different fundraising events.
Their field days, their school carnivals, blood drives. Like, we have our hands in a lot of different volunteer opportunity ties.
And there's an hours explanation too on the RHS NHS website. Okay. So next year we are going to make our hours deadline the same day as the 100-hour core deadline. So for those of you that are trying to get your 100 hours for graduation, just know now we are going to adopt that same deadline, which is going to be April 1st. So all of your hours need to be done by April 1st, okay? And at least 10 of those are going to go in the exclusive goal for NHS, and then you'll have 10 that you can double dip into other hours.
And those outside hours could be working with your church, volunteering there, doing stuff with a mission, or you can do all of your hours with us. I promise we'll be able to keep you busy.
Yeah, and we'll talk more about X2Bull and all that kind of stuff at the first meeting of the year, and then also like the first meeting that we're going to have in May this year, and then also the first meeting of the new school year. All right. So X2Bull, what we're going to do is we will actually add, if you already have an X2Bull account, awesome, you're set. You don't need to do anything else. If you are looking at this and you're like, what is X2Bull? I do not know. You just need to go to x2bull.com and you need to create an account. You're going to join, and you need to join with your FISD email. You cannot use a personal Gmail or any other kind of email. It has to be your school email. And then I would highly suggest that you set up your password as your 8-digit birthday. That way, if there's any issues, I can use your 8-digit birthday to help you with your account, okay? So if you don't have an account, you just need to go to X2Bull and just set up an account. That's all you have to do. Create an account, and then we will take care of the rest. And we will, in the past, you had to go and join the group and go, but we will take care of that. So what we do need you to do is, if you already have an X2Bull account and you're like, I don't think it's set up with my FISD email. I think I used my mom's Gmail when I set this up in 8th grade for NJHS or whatever the case may be. You need to go into X2Bowl, log in and go to account settings, profile, account settings, and then change your profile to make sure that it is your FISD student email. Okay.
And the school should be set to Reedy.
And the school should be Reedy.
If you guys have done that, we can do everything else on our end for you. And we would greatly appreciate if you could get this done by Friday, May the 7th, so we can get our ducks in a row to get everything set up for you so that you guys don't have to worry about trying to find the goal and it's all confusing.
So by the time we have our first meeting with you, we are the new inductees with all of our previous inductees, members, then we can kind of go over this and talk about it in that meeting. If you are having any questions with X2Bowl, you can email me for help. If you are a face-to-face student, you can just pop into the library and be like, I don't know what X2Bowl is. Can you help me? And I can help you. Okay.
Like she has X2Bowl, not only they know her extension.
Yep.
So when you filled out your application, you did tell us shirt sizes and all of that. We actually do have your shirts here for you. And so once we've done all this and we've done all the different steps, you will come pick up your shirt certificate and all of that in the future. Our shirts are green with white. This picture's gray just because that's what I had in my hand. Anytime you're working and doing volunteer work with NHS, we do ask that you wear our shirt so we can promote that. A lot of people, when you're working concessions and stuff like that, if you happen to go to a game and you're wearing this shirt, they're going to think that you're volunteering just because people wearing this shirt have really done, hey, they must be volunteering and working. Hey, you're picking up trash. Like you're doing stuff for NHS. Can I've got questions? They recognize the shirt, guys. So you want to make sure you're wearing it when you're volunteering. And that's what the back of the shirt looks like. If something happens to your shirt, you can tell us like, hey, my dog ate it. That actually happened to me. I have a velociraptor. Come see us. If I've got a spare, I'll give it to you. If I have to order some, then you will have to pay to replace the shirt. If you do move campuses, please go ahead and give us that shirt back. That way I can replace the shirt if somebody's dog does eat their shirt, because it happens. Sign Up Genius. So I hope y'all can hear me. A lot of volunteer opportunities are done with Sign Up Genius. So if you haven't done one, this is a demo. It's a setup, just a generic, like, how do I sign up? What does it look like kind of thing. So you can actually sign up for this. It's not really going to go anywhere. It's just one I made that's a dummy. I would highly recommend you make an account with Sign Up Genius. So if you do sign up, hey, I'm going to help Miss Lambert shelve library books this weekend, and then something happens, you can log in and undo your sign up, and then someone else can take that spot from you. So it just kind of helps you make sure that you got your ducks in a row. What did I sign up for? You can put it on your calendar, and it makes life a little bit easier. So what a sign up looks like is you're going to see up at the top like what the description is. It's going to tell you who created it, and it will have an email for you to be able to say who's supposed to verify my hours. Just because we send you a sign up doesn't mean that we're going to verify the hours. This one's a little weird because I actually made this one. But in general, you would look to see who made the sign up so you know who to send your hours verification. When you click the sign up, it's going to ask you like, okay, I want to be the door greeter here on April the 7th in 2017. And then you would get a notification that you signed up. Most signups are set to email you to help you remember that you've got them coming up as well. So we do communicate a lot through Remind. When we get notifications, and sometimes they're super like urgent, you want to make sure that you're on Remind so that you can get that notification and stuff. So here is the code to do notifications. If you text that number with that, you're going to get added to our awesome NHS Remind. I would recommend getting the app too.
And so we communicate primarily through Remind, but we also do communicate via email as well. So you can just give me that. Okay. And so you can, you want to make sure that you're checking your student email and parents. We don't actually have any control over the email list. What happens is whatever emails you put in when the school system, when you do like your registration each year for your child, whatever emails you use for that, that's we just click a button and it emails everybody that's in NHS. So we don't have any control. So some parents are like, can you please take me off? Can you please send it to this? You'll have to change that information with the school. We don't have any ability to do that. Okay.
So now is the not so fun part, dismissal of members. So members, remember those 3 golden rules. You want to make sure you're following them, because the sad news is sometimes we do have to dismiss members. And when you're dismissed, there is no, I'm going to reapply. Once you're dismissed, it's permanent. So it's really important that you are following those golden rules and doing all of the things that you need to do, because dismissal of members is not. So there's a few ways that you can get dismissed, and we're going to talk about those here. But basically, it's because you fell below those 4 pillars that we talked about that you were inducted on. So you want to make sure that you're always upholding to the scholarship, leadership, service, and character. Anyone that is dismissed, and I'm going to show you guys a picture here of a faculty council in the process in a second. We'll go through that process unless it's a huge violation of like civil law or major school rules. If you do that, then it's an automatic dismissal. Otherwise, you're going to go through this faculty council. And we like to be very upfront and honest so that you guys know what you're getting into and what you're agreeing to. So here we have something that a student helped us create about what is academic dishonesty, because let's face it, that is usually why students are dismissed from NHS. It's all about the don't cheat. That's one reason it's one of those golden rules. So I'm going to let you kind of read through this here for just a second. Okay, so let's just say something's happened and a case of academic dishonesty has been filed against you, or you have 7 absences or whatever. What's the next step? Academic dishonesty. So what will happen is everything on the left side of the screen in green is what happens to every student on campus if academic dishonesty is filed against you. Okay, so you're going to have a principal interview, you're going to have Saturday school, parents get notified, it goes on your discipline record. But because you're in NHS and you're held to higher standards, there's a part 2 of this that involves you. Now the part in red is now an extra step that happens because you're in NHS. A lot of students think everything that happened on the left side, like I'm done, I did my time, I did my Saturday school, everything's done, but that's not it. You're held to a higher standard, and so now you're going to have a faculty council hearing, and parents are invited to attend, and we have a big thing. Next slide. So the faculty council is actually quite scary, even for us who sit there. As non-voting members of the faculty council, we attend along with the assistant principal, but this is what you would see. Those 2 chairs in front of those teachers is one for you, one for your parent, and they're going to ask a bunch of questions about the incident, what happened, and all of that, just to make sure that they have all sides of the story before they make their decisions. It is scary. Hopefully you will never, ever have to face this for any reason, but you want to make sure if you're following those 3 golden rules, you will never come to this point.
Ms. Monroe and I have sat through many faculty councils where the student is crying, their parents are crying or upset, and it's
a big deal, guys. It's a big deal, and it's super scary. So just follow the 3 rules.
Don't cheat. Do your hours and attend the meetings, but especially don't cheat.
Yes. So, but we like to be very upfront and honest, because joining NHS, it's a big deal. There's a lot of work involved. That's why we have this parent required meeting with you and the students, so that you know what you're getting into. It's not I'm just going to go join NHS.
All right, so now this is the important thing. So just like for meetings, you have to register your attendance in this meeting. So you can scan this QR code, or you can click on this link, or you can, if you're just watching the video, you can go to bit.ly/21NHSmeet, all lowercase. And you need to register your attendance of this meeting. So this little bit.ly down here in the corner, this was the link to the slides that we've been on. So if you want to go back and review these slides at all, you can do that. If you want to watch this video more than once, you can do that. But you definitely need to complete this. Is it just the parent is it just the student or?
Parents, it does ask that you were there and agree to the same terms as your student, but the students are the ones that need to fill out the Google form, please. Because our attendance is tied to your student ID number, so it's really important that you do type it in.
So students, you need to be logged into your FISD Google Chrome account so that you can access that form. Parents, you will not be able to access this form for your student. The kids, y'all have to do it, okay?
As members of RHS NHS, it's your responsibility to attend and fill out all meeting attendance forms.
And at every meeting, we will have an attendance form, and you will have to be present. There will be something in the attendance form that you have to answer that's based on the meeting, and we will only leave it up for a few minutes during the meeting. So get used to doing your meeting attendance at the meeting. That's what we do. All right, we know it's going to be a great year. We know nobody's going to have issues with academic dishonesty. Everybody's going to come to all the meetings.
And everyone's going to do their hours.
And it's going to be wonderful. But we are so excited to have our new inductees in the RHS NHS chapter here at Reedy. And just know that we are a wonderful service organization. We do tons and tons of service in the community and here at the school as well. And you really will have a huge impact on our community and the school and the people that live here and work here. So we are so excited to have you, and we look forward to seeing you at all of our meetings.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.